Okay, webinar now live. Hello guys, welcome. This is the Green Room with Lenny and Trevor. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful Thursday. We are glad to see you guys virtually. Let's just see who is participating here at the moment. One or two slowly coming in there. Welcome to you guys. We have got just a bit of Q&A questions today on our E2 program, which we'll go into a bit more detail just now. But we are going to get to the point on this one today. All right, Trevor, you want to do us a bit of an intro, please?
Yeah, absolutely, Lenny. As you say, it's Thursday again, the 8th of April, and Lenny and I are coming to you from the Duke offices in Randburg, and it's quite an exciting place. So when you're in the area, you need to phone and make an appointment to come visit us here. Guys, so the Duke Group is a group that helps people that would like to live their dream and be in America. And if that is you and you'd like to seize this opportunity, then you need to get in touch with one of us at the Duke Group. What we do is we can help you via an EB3, an employment-based permanent residency, or perhaps an E2 visa that we're going to speak on a little bit today. We also have a nursing program that we're super excited about, that we spoke about with our partners last week. And what we can also then look at is people that are currently in America that are perhaps looking to make their temporary solution a more permanent one. You must please get in touch with us. Then a little bit on the Green Room.
Good, thanks, Trevor. All right, so a Green Room, once again, guys, for those that are new to this, is that the Green Room is a space where we will take you through some immigration topics. So this is anything from how to relocate, psychology of immigration, immigrating with pets, you name it. I think we've covered a lot of these things. We are already running out of topics, and that's why we have asked people that if you can think of something that you would like us to talk about, we will do that. We still have, we are still busy doing research on one or two topics that our candidates have brought to us and to our attention. Sometimes these things do take a little bit longer than we anticipate, but we have not forgotten about a few of them. But the Green Room, as we said, is an immigration space that is for immigrants. So if you are a person that are looking to go to America or actually anywhere else in the world, this covers documentation, and immigration is a very, very sensitive topic to some people. You know, so if you are struggling emotionally, how to say yes to these things, if you are thinking of immigration, this is maybe a pit stop where you should be coming and having a look at a couple of our webinars that we've done in the past. I think this is number 48 that we are doing. Our 50th birthday is coming up. Woo-hoo. All right, so we will look at those things going on to. So we are very, very close to have loaded everything onto our YouTube channel, where you'll be able to go and view all the webinars that we have done. We will notify you when all of them have been loaded. So cool, Trevor, today we are covering the E2. So we have done a live presentation a couple of weeks ago, which was very, very successful. We thank you for the people that did attend. I think you would have found it very, very useful. But obviously from there, because it is quite a new product to offer to people, especially from South Africa, but that are not from South Africa, there's been a couple of questions that have come through. So I think before we get to the E2, Trevor, I think just to stay with our norm and our new things, is to give you guys a couple of fun facts and the fun things about America. So for those of you that are avid golf followers, we want to bring you attention to Augusta. So this week and today, actually, I think they've started teeing off already at Augusta in the Masters. It's one of my favorite tournaments of the year. And if you want to know where I'm going to be at about 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be watching golf. So on that, I want to give you guys a couple of interesting facts about Augusta. All right, so the course architect was Alistair Mackenzie, never saw his famous course completed. So he died January 6, 1934, just 2 months before the inaugural Masters tournament. I mean, that must be one of the saddest things that I've ever read in my life. A guy that never saw this course completed. This is probably, if you're a golfer, this is a course where you would want to go and play. And it's very, very hard to get in there. I know there's a story of one guy that he camped outside of this gate asking people if he could just play golf with them once, and this guy was banned, and he probably will never ever set foot into a place like this. And that's just how Augusta works. So Augusta National looks almost nothing like it originally did when it was first opened. It took a whopping 15 architects to make changes to the course since 1935. The original routing is the only thing that has stayed the same. All right, so now you can click on the image and you can see what it did look like on these things. In 1983, Harakunara Augusta was the first 8-bit video game to feature Augusta National. So there's a bit of useless facts. I don't know why I mentioned that to you, but this is something a bit more closer to home. Gary Player is the only Masters winner to not have his jacket locked up at Augusta. So he was able to keep it by forgetting conveniently to bring it back after he won in 1961. So it can be seen at the World Golf Hall of Fame in St. Augustine, Florida. Obviously, there's been a whole bunch of South Africans that have won this tournament as well. I think the last winner of South African was, I totally forgot his name now. But anyway, there's been a whole bunch of South Africans that have won it before. And I know Louis came second the one year as well. But anyway, that is just some interesting things about Augusta. So if you are an avid golfer, I just reminded you that the Masters is on. And I want to ask you to go please watch that and support the South African golfers and your favorite golfers. So Tiger will not be there this year. He was apparently speeding in his vehicle in February. But that is the news from that. All right, Trevor, as we said, we are just going to go through some questions and answers with the E2.
Yeah, and then I think before we do that, maybe what we should do is, for those of you that are with us today,
oh, yes.
Obviously, if you are part of our program, the Live Your Dream program, and you are currently at either Department of Labor stage or USCIS or any of those stages, we have got a specific webinar for you tomorrow, which is going to focus and pay attention to those people that are currently in the program. So Lenny and I look forward to that with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. It will be a time and a space where you can also ask questions. We'll keep a time at the end just for a Q&A. We hope that we will address all the questions that you might have during the course of the day. But that will be for those that are specifically in the program. Today, as Lenny mentioned to you, this is the green room, so we're just addressing things in general and looking at the questions specifically to the E2 after we did that event last week.
Yeah. So
then, yeah, absolutely. Maybe first one. Wow, how can I get an E2 investor visa? Well, guys, look, an E2 investment visa is specifically that. It's an investment visa. And to do that, you need to be investing into an active business in the United States. I think, Lenny, a lot of people want to know about what is an active business. I think maybe you want to chat about what is an active business.
Yeah, listen, active business is a business that is profitable, and it is actually, it makes a bit of money, and it is, there's an investment case for it. You need to do a business plan for this whole thing. So that is what Visa Solutions does for you in this whole scenario. All right, then the guys want to know, we're actually going to do this webinar and get straight to the points with this thing. Is there a minimum investment amount for an E2 visa? Coming back to the first point is that because it is required that there is a substantial investment required for the E2 visa in our program, which is the Invest Your Dream, it's the minimum investment is required is $200,000 US. So that is the minimum investment amount that you can make in our program. If you're going to go out there and follow an E2 on your own basis, the substantial amount would have to be relevant to what industry you are prepared to invest in. All right.
I think good point, Lenny, and that would obviously be a requirement by the authorities.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I think what they speak about is a substantial, and it has to be on risk.
Yeah.
Question number 3 that has come up over here: can I borrow money to start the business? Well, guys, the big thing behind the money is that the authorities are going to ask where the money came from. So we need to give them proof of where that fund came from. If it's from equity in your property that you perhaps had, or from an investment or a loan that you took out, we just need to show them where the money came from. So the law stipulates that we need to give them confirmation of where, or proof of where the funds came from.
Yeah, so Trevor, yeah, so to go to point number 4, this is what are the requirements for an E2 visa? And so we tell you what an E2 visa is, that you have to invest a substantial amount of capital in a US business. Then it is a nationality from a treaty country. So there's 83 countries that have got a treaty with the United States. So you would have to go and see if your country is one of those countries. Unfortunately, the two that we don't know, and the people that we actually do know with these two passports, is the South Africans and people from Portugal. So unfortunately, you can't be part of the E2 visa. And obviously, number 2, the entry to the United States to develop and direct the investment enterprise as well. So those are requirements for an E2 visa.
I think what we'll do is we'll put on our website, which is already there. You can go and click on that and go and see. Obviously, Lenny and I can't go through the 80 different countries at the moment. I think maybe perhaps a good thing to note over here, though, is that if you are in possession of a European passport and you are here currently, that there is options there for you. However, you would need to be living in that European country for a period of 6 months if you're going to look into that. If you want more detail there, we can always dive into that deeper. How long does a process take to obtain an E2 visa? Guys, obviously COVID is a factor worldwide at the moment. Generally speaking, about 4 to 5 months. But once again, there's documentation that is required by us to fulfill. And to get that documentation from you sometimes takes a little bit longer. So I think that the devil lies into the detail over here. If we have everything in play, about 4 months.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Question number 7. So obviously this is a question on everyone's lips, is that does this visa go onto a green card? So unfortunately, it does not. So you will have to renew this visa or leave the US at the end of your E2 visa. So this visa depends on what country you are coming from. So these visas can extend from either 1 or 5 years. So when your visa has expired, you can either renew it for the same period again, or you can move on and back to any other country. Remember that this is a visa that doesn't give you, you're not obligated to move to the States. So once you've invested into this opportunity that we've given you, you don't necessarily have to move to the States. All right. So you can, and also you don't have to live in the area where you have invested as well. All right.
I think to that point, Len, there's another question that follows that. How many times can I renew my E2 visa?
Mm-hmm.
So there is not a limit to how many times you want to renew it. Obviously, there are certain requirements that need to be met. So if you continue to meet those requirements, then no problem, you could get a renewal on that visa.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And same following on to that as well. It says, what are the requirements to renew an E2 visa? Obviously, there's to renew, it's necessary to show that the business in which it was invested continues to operate and that it is generating sales, profits, and jobs.
I think key to that, Lenny, is obviously they're looking to have businesses that are employing people in America. I think that's the big thing. Guys, the next question here, do I have to generate US jobs in order to get an E2 investment visa? So yes, your investment will be something that is into a business that we spoke about just now, being active. Okay, so it can't be passive or marginal. It has to be something that is producing proper profit and then, yes, employing people in the USA.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, these questions are all relevant. So these are things that sometimes you might not even thought about it, but because people have asked these questions, you might go, yeah, that's a good question. So these are one of those questions. Once again, is there a particular type of business that we recommend you go into? Right. So as part of our program is we offer investment opportunities in solid and mature industries such as real estate and transportation. So we want to get people into the United States for such a short period of time, and you've invested money and it runs into something that is not lucrative and it's something that you're not going to be able to renew your visa from.
So, strange question, Len, that follows on this one. Does an investment in real estate qualify for an E2 visa? Yes, absolutely. That's why we're doing it in our program. I think, remember, multi-development businesses are always a great option. And what one is looking for is Any business has a potential risk, but what you're looking for is for something that is not going to be at a high risk and obviously a bit of a return, which our program specifically offers a return as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So another good question, I think I did mention that just now, is that you would need to get, so the question is, would I need a business plan for this business that I'm investing into? Yes, you would. As part of the process, you would need a business plan, but the good news is that this is part of your fee that you will be paying us. So that Visa Solutions will actually help you and set up the business plan for you.
Guys, a question that comes through very, very often to Lenny and I is, can I buy a house and get an E2 visa? So just going back to what the E2 visa requires, remember it cannot be a non-marginal or a passive income. So you buying a house is not going to work in terms of the E2 investment. However, once you purchased or invested into a business in America, you can then buy yourself a house and reside in that house.
Mm-hmm. So the next question, I think it sounds quite straightforward, but it's important to listen to what words are used for this thing. It says, can I bring my family and can they work in the United States? So obviously when you ask someone who's your family, some people will throw a whole bunch of other people into that package. So yes, you can bring your immediate family to live in the United States. Your legal spouse, so it's not someone that you have thought about marrying, so it's got to be a legal spouse, will be able to work. And unmarried children under the age of 21 will also to be able to live and go to school.
So very good question, this one. Who will handle my immigration? All right. So if you are talking about an E2 investment visa that is not part of the program that is offered by Visa Solutions and Induku, then naturally you'd be liaising with your attorney direct, and it would have to be an immigration attorney. There are many immigration law firms in the country that you could speak to. What we do from Visa Solutions and Induku side is we coordinate the process when it comes to your E2, and we are utilizing some of the top attorneys to obviously do that which needs to be done from a legal perspective. And the prices and the corresponding fees that are attached to that is part of the fee that is charged by Induku and Visa Solutions. So you can kindly get in touch with us and we can go through that in detail if this is something for you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, another question that we get asked a lot says, can Visa Solutions guarantee return on my investment? Obviously, so first of all, you need to understand that it is, to give a guarantee is illegal. So because it's got to be a substantial amount that you invest, it's got to be at risk. All right, so if it's at risk, you can't offer a guarantee as per the understanding. So, but we can establish an estimate maximum, but not a minimum return on the investment.
Good. Can two people associated get a higher return on a specific investment? So this is going to require a little bit more understanding in terms of who the two people are and how you're trying to put these together. It's a very, very interesting question. I'd imagine one is looking for certain different factors there. What would happen there is you'd have to be of the same nationality, firstly. Secondly, an understanding of exactly why you're doing the investment together would need to be unpacked. So I think on that question, that one would be a detailed face-to-face with Lenny and myself, and we could then unpack that properly with you. It is an option with certain parameters.
All right, cool. So another good question is, obviously some people might have traveled quite a bit and they might have set up businesses in America before. So the question is, if I already have an LLC, so it's a limited liability company, can I use it for this program? So ideally, no, but in case it is decided to be used, the company must have a clean record. If the company is not established in the state of Texas, an extra payment of taxes should be considered. So I would say, listen, obviously it's something we would obviously want to try and see how we can assist you as best possible. But those are the parameters, unfortunately.
Is a global entry an impediment? Good question. So no, you have to notify the global entry department. Also important to note that maybe what you should consider is obviously your tourist visa will not be cancelled when you're in the possession of an E2. So it's always good to have your tourist visas in play at all times.
And I think one of the final ones here is can I come back to my country before the 4-year duration of the E2 visa is up? So obviously the 4-year is probably the average amount of time that the visa gives the countries. Obviously, like we said, it ranges from 1 to 4 years. Yes, you can. And the only monetary investment is compromised to the contracts, and the deadline cannot be changed. And so those are the only things. You can come back before the 4-year-old, but your company will still just run as per the contract that you have signed.
I think, like you said, Lenny, is that people don't have to be in America to have this E2 investment in play.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that, you know, a lot of these questions do seem to come up in general straight after. It was pretty much a lot of the frequently asked questions when we did the live event, and a lot of them have come through again. And I think these are very good questions that we've now dived into detail on and looked into some of the parameters. I don't see any queries that have come through on the live webinar, Len, unless you see anything.
No, let me have a look on Facebook. Yeah, don't think so.
Perfect. So I think that you know, we're truly excited about the investment opportunity visa that we have here. Not just the visa, the E2 visa, but if you're looking to invest into America and this opportunity excites you, then you please need to get hold of someone in the Duka group as well. We are here to listen to your questions and answer them as best we can. And as mentioned, we're going to then dive into the detail of that, which is in the Live Your Dream program tomorrow. Lenny, have you got anything else that you wanted to chat about with regards to E2?
Yeah, listen, I mean, if the E2 is anything that you might consider, if you've got one of these passports, lucky enough to be part of this treaty, I would encourage you just to reach out to us. Obviously, there's no obligations, just to set up an appointment with us to help us to talk you through what are the requirements. Once again, you know, if some of these things have still got some gray areas for you, that we can help you. I mean, this is a great opportunity to diversify your portfolio. You will get dollar returns, and you know, there's various benefits that you can get from this program. So if this is something that you want to look for as not just an investment, but maybe an adventure, you know, reach out to us. This is, I think, there's one thing that people would want to have these days, especially after being in lockdown for such a long time, is go on adventures, you know, explore new things. I mean, people are tired of their homes, tired of their cultures. Maybe you want to explore different culture and you want to try and see what things are like on the other side of the big pond. So reach out to us. You know, we can help you, and it's all about a decision. And you could be in the States within 4 to 5 months. Imagine that. All right, yeah, that's about it from my side, Trip.
Just one more, which I think is a very good question. Do my kids qualify for university, etc., and what would happen at the time of that? So yes. Once again, as Lenny mentioned, your children under the age of 21, unmarried, fall part of this opportunity. Right. Once you are at the age of 21 and you wanted to continue your studies, you'd have to then apply to the varsity that you're in to physically get then a student visa or or look at other options for yourself at that point in time. So at the age of 21, depending on where you're at, that would need to be revisited. But as I say, if you're part of a varsity already, then it's very easy to apply with them to get a student visa while you are busy finishing your studies.
So just so another question come through is, can I work for an American company while I have the E2 visa? So remember that the E2 is an investor's visa. You will be able to open more companies, but you will not be able to work in an American company. You won't be able to be employed by an American company by taking a position away from an American. All right.
Yeah, good.
All right, guys, that is all from my side. I know it's been short and sweet, and I hope that you guys enjoy this and hope you get it was a bit more informative. I know sometimes investing in these type of things, it takes a while to say yes, but I mean, obviously that's why the program takes so quick to get you in America. So hopefully chat to you guys soon. If you have any more questions, please reach out to us.
Good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.